Not a holiday weekend for this crew, which, is everyone sleeping up here? Let's go.
No,
You're supposed to make some noise, bang on the table.
It's Tuesday.
Too many pancakes.
It's not a weekend for anybody.
You just gave me the gold rush and you want me to back it. I'm not backing gold rush, dog. I'm not doing it.
I really should have thought all that through before I started it, because it's really 1-on-4. So how about some highlights of last night's Monday night game? There we go. Ford ball job, well done.
There we go. Way to recover.
Greenberg rolling over in his grave. Not dead, just a joke. All right, here we go. Colts, 49ers.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers, early. Look at this. Let's go down the field, J-Mac.
Phillip Rivers is alive and well. He hits Alec Pierce for the touchdown, throwing the ball on the money.
Okay, so maybe this is going to work out. Ensuing drive. Here come the Niners. Neek.
Yeah, Purdy does the same thing. He just gets there a little quicker. A little double dutch in the back there. Oh, do that thing. Okay, bro.
All right, so let's play smart. Special teams, they matter. Ensuing return. Niners laying hat. Ball's out Saturday.
Why's it got to be smart? Why's it got to be smart? Come on. You can't give up. You cannot give this
Especially
up.
if you're not going to get a stop all night.
A lot of momentum. Just
Spoiler
devastated
Brown.
right there.
49ers find themselves second and goal at the 2. Here's Christian McCaffrey to the delight of fantasy owners who are in the playoffs here.
Probably should cover him.
Niners now up 14-7. Early second, though. Colts looking to respond. Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers does it again. He hits the over the middle of the field. That's something that some young quarterbacks, it looks like the same play. Young quarterbacks have trouble doing it.
Half his family.
Phillip Rivers, half.
The ensuing drive, Purdy scrambling, J-Mac. He's going to find his man George Kittle here.
This was impressive. We don't talk about the athleticism of Brock Purdy, but him getting out of the pocket, finding George Kittle, and Kittle attacking the football in the air.
Early third, same score, Niners. Third and goal, Purdy to Jawan Jennings. Touchdown. That, Graz, is Purdy's 4th touchdown pass of the game.
Yeah, he's something else. They won all his games without him, but they are better now that he is back.
Late in the third, Niners leading 31-20. This is where it gets a little alarming, Neek. George Kittle comes up hobbling. It's an ankle injury.
Yeah, this sucks for them heading into the stretch run of the season in the playoffs for George Kittle to have any issues slow down. This team most injured, it feels like, every season.
He got rolled up on the sideline early, a little like hip drop tackle. Yeah.
Phillip Rivers and the Colts respond. There's Jonathan Taylor plowing ahead. They cut the score to 34-27. Ensuing Niners drive. You got to do something about this guy Saturday.
Yeah, stop him, you mean? Yeah, I was hoping the same thing all night. Unfortunately, we did not. They were way ahead of that defense and just kept picking them apart.
And then here he is. McCaffrey would finish the night 146 total yards, 2 touchdowns. Brock Purdy, 295 yards and 5 touchdowns. J-Mac, take me through it. Rivers is going to try to bring him back, but
Luke Kuechly was on the money on the alternate cast last night. He saw this play before it happened. Phillip Rivers did Orlando left earlier in the game and was able to hit Warren over the middle. This time, D. Winters, here's the check at the line of scrimmage. Fools the old veteran and is able to pick that thing off and take it back to the crib.
Comeback falls short. Niners go on to win 48-27. The Rivers experiment now 0-2. Here's the quarterback after the game.
There's no consolation, right? There's no prize for losing. But it was better this week, from a standpoint of offensively and putting points on the board. But you got to win with it, like we said. And right now we're not getting that done. And I know this locker room's hurting.
I like the choice to go cut off sleeves. On the other side, Niners' path to the number 1 seed, relatively simple. Just handle your business, and you will represent the NFC as the 1 seed entering the postseason. Next 2 games, however, hosting the Bears and then hosting the Seattle Seahawks. So let's get into it here. Saturday, I'm going to begin with you. Niners with the potential to control their own destiny. Are they going to finish as the 1 seed in the NFC?
I actually like their chances. Listen, I think this is a very – and they're hot at the right time. Like, you see their offense, they're making – but they haven't punted in a few games, and they just look to be hitting on all cylinders when it matters. Now, I know they've had a bunch of injuries on the defensive side. Defense isn't great, but when you talk about they're going to face the Seahawks – listen, in division opponents, it's always fun, right? The Bears game this weekend, to me, is the circle it up, right? We got the Bears ascending, they're ascending. Which team goes up? And it's kind of Purdy versus Williams. I'm fired up for it.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time with that Bears rushing attack because everyone does, and they don't have the best rushing defense. So this seems like it could shape up to be another shootout. Whatever team makes the most mistakes, which it might be the 49ers. I would lean Bears in that matchup, honestly. So I'm not sure that they'll hold on to get over the finish line and be the number 1 1 seed.
And to you guys' point, it's a lot of fun watching them play football on the offensive side of the ball. Yes, there's Brock Purdy throwing 5 touchdowns. Then there's all the design of plays that Kyle Shanahan with so many moving parts in the run game. Like we're talking about Christian McCaffrey, but for that Colts defense last night, they were chasing the game the entire time. It felt like they were a step behind, just trying to make a tackle. There were so many times where guys are getting ran over in the run game, whether it's Kyle Juszczyk, whether it's George Kittle. That's the part that's so hard to defend with this offense. You guys mentioned it, the pass rush on the defensive side of the ball, stopping the run. Those are the things when you're talking about playing late in the season right now and getting into the playoffs, that's the part you're going to need.
Did y'all notice how smooth he was talking about DBs getting trucked when it was just like a lot of bodies getting thrown down? Basically,
I didn't say DB.
You can say,
I said Juszczyk. I said George Kittle.
And who were bodies getting tossed out?
Roz, the Niners' schedule when we entered this season was seen as a point of strength for them because it was going to be such a weak schedule. How do we assess them now? Because we've dogged New England in the AFC for having a weak schedule. What do you make of the Niners at this point?
I mean, you can say the same thing. I mean, they have played one of the softer schedules when you look at the records of the other teams they've played. So, is their record then inflated? I guess that's the question. Is their record better than they are? I would argue no, because they haven't been, at full strength all year. Exactly. They are playing without Fred Warner and Nick Bosa on defense, who are their 2 best defensive players and 2 of the best defensive players in the entire world. They didn't have Purdy for a long stretch. Kittle missed some time. Brandon Ayuk hasn't even shown up. Like they're getting by with substandard personnel. So, now, does that hold up when you play the Rams, who they've split with? Does it hold up when you play the Eagles, et cetera? They have 2 home games to finish the season. If they win them both, then they have nothing but home games the rest of the way.
Unreal.
Because it would be playoff home games, and the Super Bowl is in their home stadium. So it is set up for them. I am a little concerned about them against the Bears this week because the run defense and the Bears' excellent run game. Like, not just just the design of it, the whole thing. And the pass rush, they only have 18 sacks all season. They got 2 last night. The guy they're playing next week's a little slipperier than the guy they played last night in terms of getting him to the ground. So I think that's it could be tricky.
I'm going to say this about their defense. Last night, you saw what Phillip Rivers was capable of doing. He put them in the perfect play the majority of the night. Now, they got burned on the Orlando when they ran it again, and they get picked. But if you listen to the whole game as you watched it, Phillip Rivers saw everything was coming. I'm not sure Sam Darnold and I'm not sure Caleb Williams both have that acumen quite yet of being able to really figure out, right? Can you stack the box a little more against those guys? Can you help yourself? Probably. And Phillip Rivers, I know we're making fun of being slippery. He gets rid of the rock. Like the pressure doesn't come because you can't create a pass. It's because the ball is coming out on that third. That old man knows he ain't gonna get hit. He's very smart about, and he played like that his whole career. So when you look at this, I do think we're kind of taking shots at the defense. They haven't been good, but again, this team is ascending at the right time.
They're not a complicated defense either.
At all.
And that's like that when you don't have, normally if you have a defense that's more simple like that, you're relying on special players.
Yeah.
And their 2 most special players are out. Yeah. So that's concerning for them, especially when you're going up against someone who schemes as well as Ben Johnson. Like, he's going to run the perfect run game. He's going to design the perfect run plays to attack those issues, which then you're going to address. And Caleb Williams, although he's not consistently accurate, he can be amazingly accurate at times. And so he's going to make them pay on the big plays. This is going to have to be, I'm expecting this to be a shootout. Yeah. This is how they're going to win. So we saw how effective their offense was against the Colts.
Let's pivot back to the Rivers situation for a second, because I'm curious. He's looked good. Like, the box score last night looked good, but is it possible that this is maybe more than just a temporary thing for this season? Could we see him next year? Are you just going to laugh? Should I move to Graz?
I can't imagine Phillip Rivers wants to play football next year.
That's a good point as well.
I think at this point, you're starting to ask the question, are we going to get Riley Leonard for the last 2 games with now their playoff chances being so minimal at this point? Yes, Phillip Rivers, I'll be the first to tell you, I was on the game last week when he played down in Seattle, and talking to him the night before the game, he said to us, hell, I don't know how this is going to go. I'm just intrigued as everybody else to see how it's going to go. And he's gone out there and he's competed his butt off. Like, you're watching the game last night, and yes, the throws don't have a ton of zip on it. The first play of the game, it barely gets down the field. But we see 2 touchdown passes to Alec Pierce where he's on the money. We see him checking at the line of scrimmage, like Jeff said, throwing the check down, beating coverage. Those are the things that Shane Steichen, like that's why he brought him in.
Yeah.
He felt like that gave them an advantage.
He's a coach.
Yes.
I mean, here is the problem. If you're a Colts fan, right? We had a 98% chance to make the playoffs a month and a half ago. The spiral had started before Phillip Rivers came, right? Phillip Rivers gets here, he's 0 for 2. There's no hurrah in losing. Like, I get it. It is inspirational. Like, what he's doing individually is inspirational. If you're a Colts fan, which I am, and I care, you don't want Phillip Rivers to be your quarterback next year. No. You wanted, whether it was Daniel Jones staying healthy or Riley Leonard, like you want a succession plan, y'all. We haven't won the division. We haven't won playoff games. Like, the frustration is real. And when you have a 98% chance of making the playoffs, and now we have a 2% chance to make it.
That's the opposite.
And he's only been there 2 games, so the spiral started. And so don't do that. Like I feel like you're already setting us up because it's painful.
He had the interview last night with Troy where he actually said, like, I don't know if I could do this for a whole season.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's talking about 4 games here and then ideally the playoffs, but it just underlines how far they are removed from their ideal scenario. I mean, this was never the plan.
What's going on with Anthony Richardson? Is that just done?
Anthony Richardson broke his orbital bone because he had a resistance band and the curtain rod or whatever it was attached to snapped off and hit him in the eye.
Almost blind.
You know, that old story. Look, he might be fine. He was back at practice last week. He might be an option for them next year, but he still hasn't played, and that's been the problem with Anthony Richardson is he needs experience. They are ground zero at the quarterback position, and they don't have a first-round pick in either of the next 2 drafts because of the Sauce Gardner trade.
Watching.
Nick, last word.
Nah, I love for a team to go all in. I hate when it falls apart like this. So, although the Sauce Gardner trade was a risk, you like that. You want a team that's going to be aggressive and see their opportunity, see a weak AFC, and think that they can make a run because they were 8-1 at one point.
Had a 98% chance.
You feel good. It's
98%.
I'm out.
It sucks.
I'm out.
All to turn around.
I'm out.
It go bad.
We're done.
We got about 50.
That's a team headed one direction. How about these guys going in the other direction?